What's up? What's up? What's up? Coming to you live and in living color, if you will. If you will. So, what's up, guys? This week we're going to be reviewing The Evil Dead Rise. Hopefully, you guys got a chance to check that out. Rick Paulton, Ryan Inman.
Is it Evil Dead Rise or Evil Dead Rises?
I think it's just Rise.
Is it?
I think it's just Rise.
I don't fucking know.
I could be wrong.
I don't know.
What the fuck? Wouldn't be the first time in my life I
I
was
just
wrong.
watched this movie today, and I don't even remember.
It's not that memorable?
The title, not really.
Yeah.
It's just the new Evil Dead movie.
Yeah, the new Evil Dead movie.
They should have titled it The Evil Dead, A Family Affair, but that's a whole nother story.
Okay. All right. So this week we're going to do things just a little bit different. This week I did the in-depth notes, and I'll be going like Ryan normally does, and I'll be going through our in-depth notes, and they probably won't be as good as when he does it. Just a little fair warning. It's probably going to suck, but hopefully it's entertaining. It's Evil Dead Rise, Ricky says. Look at that.
Okay.
Somebody's paying attention. They should have titled it The Evil Dead Bloody and Boring, says Donald.
Wow.
Right on.
He's onto something.
Well, it was bloody. I don't know if it was boring, but okay.
It's very bloody.
Very bloody. 1,700 gallons of blood in this movie. 1,700 of real blood, with a lot of CGI in this movie, which we'll get to. So, again, the whole setup is going to be just a little bit different. My first time doing this, a little bit nervous about it. I'll tell you that much. Let's see. No one else knows. Dicko Blogs and Animations. Who is that? Don't know. I've seen that name before. Somebody on. Oh, it's a YouTube guy. I don't know. Right on. So, the way we're going to do this, there's like hardly anybody in the cast. There's like maybe 8 to 10 people. So we're going to do it like we did our last review. Not boring, but predictable, Cindy says. Yeah, I had a good time with it. I don't know if it was a great movie, but it was okay. So we'll get to the grades at the end and everything like that. Thank you, everybody, for coming on live with us. It's pretty sweet. This is our, third live?
Third
live. Hopefully we're getting better and better. But see, this one, like I said, it's going to be a little bit of a setback. The first one was good. The second one was better. This one was supposed to be even better than that. But like I said, we're doing things different. It's new to me. So bear with me. But we're going to learn from our mistakes and just keep getting better and better.
Do we have any news and notes before
News and notes.
Do we have anything?
News and notes.
Before we just dive in.
Well, Darren Drozdoff passed away today. Since a lot of our listeners are wrestling fans. Did you know about that? You didn't hear about that. And Darren Drozdoff was Puke.
Yeah.
And Droz, he went by Bolt, and he was injured in the ring,
And
got
he
crippled.
Was paralyzed for 20 years, right?
For about 20 years.
Yeah.
And was very positive about the whole thing. And, D'Lo Brown was the guy that injured him, and he really wanted him to know, like, he didn't blame him. He understood. And he was like, really did a lot of stuff for people that were in wheelchairs and things like that, So thoughts and prayers to his family.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. So there's that. What else? There's probably other shit, but I can't remember. So
Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. There was some kind of new trailer for that.
Oh, yeah. It comes out August 18th, which ironically is the anniversary of when the movie took place, the original movie in 1973. I'll definitely be playing that. That'll be on Xbox Game Pass. Is that what they call it on Xbox?
Yeah, so it's free day one.
Free day one.
If you
that should be pretty freaking sweet.
Ultimate.
The great Kane Hodder did the mocap for Leatherface in that. And we're going to we're going to have a third man today helping us with the review. And we're going to bring him on now. Why the hell not? And make sure his shit works. What's up, Eric?
What's up? Can you hear me?
And Eric is he's the guy that's been helping us with a little bit of the technology. He made that logo. That's a pretty badass logo. If you guys own a business and want somebody to make a fancy logo for you, he probably could help you out with that.
I think he's got some free time now.
He's got some free time. Yeah.
The needles
out the gate.
Yeah.
The needles begin.
Yeah. So since he's jobless wonder, we decided to recruit him and give him a job here at the Whole Damn Enchilada. A non-paying job, of course, because even if we did make money, we wouldn't pay him. But, so what's up? Did you watch the movie?
Yeah, twice.
Twice. Right on. Did you see it when it first came out too, or no?
Yeah, as soon as it hit HBO Max, me and AJ watched it.
Oh no, I meant when it was in the theater. Are you a fan of the Evil Dead movies?
Yeah, I watched the first one, none of the in-between ones, and a little bit of the show.
in-between ones. Oh, you got to see Army of Darkness. So you are a horror fan as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what are you wearing there? Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, the
Ah,
Nightmare on Elm Street. That's 3, isn't it?
I
Yeah.
only saw. Yeah.
He had to look. He had to look.
Dream Warriors. Fucking.
He's like the kids that wear the metal shirts and don't know the songs.
That's gonna be like the easiest movie review we ever do.
I got it from your grandpa, so.
Oh yeah, right on. Cool. Yeah. So good stuff. Good stuff. So we're gonna dive into the movie, and you'll just give your feedback, whatever, and just like say whatever. And so as I was saying, there's let's see, Riley the iconic name. Really, the iconic name. I don't know what that means.
Before we jump in, though, just got to say this is the debut, the final debut of your final kid to be on.
Oh
the show.
yeah. He's the only one that's never been on the show.
Yeah, never on
the show. He's been involved with the show again because he made the logo.
Right.
He helped us. He gets the audio and transfers it into audio for me and sends it to me so I can post.
Too,
and his iPod froze.
His iPad froze again. It looks like he's
All right.
frozen.
Well, you know what, Eric, you frozen?
Yeah,
you are. We're gonna take you out of here because, and we'll try that again maybe another time. But stay on and watch. All right, we tried. What the hell?
Oh wait, he's back. He's back.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. So we're gonna jump into this. Get this going. Maybe we'll bring Eric back in a little bit. So, as I was saying, the movie had like maybe 9 to 10 actors in it, right?
Something like that.
Not too many people.
I think it was about a dozen.
So we'll go through them real quick. You know, Maribel Peace played Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and first the director, because we want to do that first. It was directed by Lee Cronin, who had 9 other movies, of which I've heard of none.
Mm.
So I imagine they were probably like small, like maybe student films or something like that. I didn't really look into it too much. If anybody knows anything about him,
I do not.
Yeah. Maybe jump in the comments and go with that. So sounds and looks better on YouTube instead of Facebook for some reason, just so you guys know. Cool. We'll keep that in mind. So we got Maribel Peace, who played Teresa, Richard Grouchley? I don't know. See, look at this, guys. I have horrible freaking handwriting. I can't even read it myself. And Anna Marie Thomas, who played Jessica. Most of the actors and actresses in this movie had like 2, 4, 6 credits. Nothing. There's only one actor that was in anything I recognized.
Yeah.
2, actually.
Yeah.
But so the movie starts yesterday. No, the movie starts tomorrow in the future. And I told you guys I was going to suck at this. So we're taken into the cabin. We get the classic zoom in shot with the sound of the fly, which Sam Raimi likes to use.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing.
Yeah, so that's really cool. Gave you the Evil Dead feel of it. And at the cabin, there's 3 characters: Teresa, Caleb, and Jessica. Teresa and Caleb are on the dock. Caleb's fucking with his drone. And that's what you see flying in was the drone, and it comes close to her face. And and so then she gets mad at him, goes in the house, and Jessica is sitting on the bed. And then they do kind of a callback to one of the other Evil Dead movies where she's reading the book, and all of a sudden Jessica's reading what's in the book,
right?
Without looking at the book.
It's Wuthering Heights too,
right?
It's actually kind of a bit of a prelude to what happens in this movie, sort of.
Right. So I mean, at that point, I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just my clue that everything's fucked up. But as what will be a pattern in this movie, what's up, guys? Halloween Haunts 365 in the house. What's up, Jared?
Yo.
So like I said, what'll be a pattern in this movie is people dealing with crazy, mad shit and just acting like it's sort of normal and not like fucking totally freaking out.
Or maybe not normal, but just not reacting the way
you would react. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
it's like if I see somebody like that looks like that, like all possessed looking and puking and
no, dude, I'm done.
If they're over there, I'm gonna go that way.
That way, yeah. Exit stage left, if you will.
Yeah.
So Jessica ends up ripping fucking what's the other girl? Teresa's scalp off.
Scalp the bitch.
That was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
I like that. And in this movie, there's a lot of bad CGI.
There is.
There is a lot of bad CGI. The practical effects were pretty sweet. But
yeah.
But so Jessica goes out, dives in the lake, takes Caleb with her, throws his bad CGI head back up on the dock. And let's see, where are we at? See, got the notes. The notes, everything's all messed up.
And then basically the title.
And the title comes up as she rises
right.
from the lake, which I thought was a great shot. I thought that looked really cool, a really cool visual of her rising.
See, I liked the intro, like right away.
I
thought it was pretty cool. But then when we get to the end, I kind of changed my opinion on it, but I'll wait till
we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, as they say.
Right.
So we're introduced to Beth, who is played by Lily Sullivan. All right, we're going to try to bring Eric back on, and since he's texted me, he wants to do this. So that drone shot was cool. Lee Cronin did Hole in the Ground, which also has some cool camera shots. That's Donald talking about that. So we'll have to look into that maybe.
Now he's got his camera sideways again.
Can you hear us?
This is the best thing I could do because
that's fine. That's fine. I don't know if you were listening while you were out with your
I've been in for
shoddy equipment. Okay, so where were we? We're at Lily Sullivan, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Beth Lily Sullivan is shown. She's a roadie for a rock group in the bathroom taking a pregnancy test, and she finds out she's pregnant. And then flies to see her sister in San Francisco?
Don't even remember, man.
Somewhere on the West Coast. I'm going to go with San Francisco. So she and then when she gets to the house, we're introduced to the family that the whole central movie is around, which, like I said, there's like 8 actors.
And we meet like 12
character bomb.
Yeah, boom. Yeah. 12 of them all in like a minute.
Ryan loves character bombs. So we're introduced to the family where we got Allison Sutherland, who's Ellie, only person in the movie that was in anything I've ever seen. She was in Vikings. Do you watch Vikings?
No.
Oh, you should. It's fucking fantastic.
I've heard people say that.
But she's the queen in Vikings.
Okay.
And in my opinion, a pretty manly looking chick in her face. I
think that helped her in this movie, though.
In this movie, she looked okay, but in Vikings, not so much. And she reminds me of Trump's wife.
Oh.
She's got a
with the eyes and
like
weird alien-looking face a little bit.
Very sharp. So when she was smiling, as she was,
the smile was wicked. I got that in my note.
Exactly, because her face is so bony and like Angelina Jolie, I guess.
No, Angelina Jolie is way hotter. Much more plastic surgery too, but so we're introduced to her, and again, Bridget Gabriel Eccles, Morgan Davis as Danny, and Nell Fisher as Cassie, and they have a combined 13 or 14 credits. Nobody in this movie was in anything, which was cool though. I kind of liked it because you had all these inexperienced new actors, and they all did a good job. In my opinion, like I don't think anybody was bad. I mean, no, okay,
really, no.
Ellie stood out, but then again, she was much more accomplished of an actress.
We'll get there.
So the kids are there. The one kid, Danny, he's a DJ or thinks he's a DJ, and then you got Bridget, the daughter, and then the young daughter, Cassie, who I thought she was really good because it's always good,
especially being so young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see. JP, what's up, brother? Simple review of Evil Dead. He put this on Facebook. I know what he says already. A horror film with none of the charm any of the originals and even the TV series had. That Wise as it had the gore that Terrifier has. Worst of the series. Right on. Yeah, I know you're not a fan. JP Cross, the bassist from A Killer's Confession. Guys, check that shit out. Good stuff. And they'll be playing Incarceration Fest, which I got a ticket to today.
Not me.
Not me. I did. So I'll be checking that out. Thanks to Candace on Facebook. Candace, I'm a fuck up her last name. She's gonna be pissed. Picone? But yeah, so she hooked me up with a ticket to that. That's pretty fucking sweet. So where are we at? I'm losing myself here.
Finishing up the character bomb.
The character bomb. So then Beth walks in, and she's meeting her family. They have no idea they didn't even know she was coming. She just showed up, right?
Yeah.
And so back to this page. And so mom, the Beth is giving out gifts to all the family, and she's talking about the dad who's not there, inconspicuous by his absence.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Beth, being on the road all the time, doesn't really pay attention to her family, so she doesn't know what the fuck's going on, which kind of annoys Ellie. So she sends the kids to go get pizza to get her out of the way, so she can explain to Beth what the fuck's going on with the family, how they're about to lose their house, and Dad's a deadbeat, he's gone, and this is all fucked up. And
well, like you said, if it's San Francisco, how the fuck can a single mom afford rent anywhere in San Francisco?
Right, even a dive like that.
It's more expensive than New York to live in San Francisco, man. It's crazy.
Right on. So the kids go to get pizza. When they're coming back, there's an earthquake, and a hole opens up in the middle of the fucking parking garage, and Danny thinks it's a great idea to jump in.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Something like this kid would do. So he
No,
jumps.
I would never do that. I wrote that down in my notes as well. I said that these kids.
You would definitely do that?
No, I wouldn't do that. And the little girl is an idiot as well.
I don't know, kid. So Danny jumps in the hole, and then that's where he finds all of the stuff, the Necronomicon, the albums and stuff, and he takes them with him. And then we see the Necronomicon for the first time. What did you think of the way the Necronomicon looked in this movie?
I think the old one looked better.
I think the old one looked better too.
Oh, yeah.
Also, another reason why he's dumb, he sees all this stuff guarded by a literal Jesus Christ on a cross and everything.
Not only that, but didn't they have like 1 million crosses hanging from the thing?
Yeah. And he doesn't think.
I mean, it's definitely there's demons everywhere. It's telling you this is probably bad.
Yeah.
But he thinks it's a good idea to take with him. And so he sneaks it. How he gets out of the thing, I don't fucking know. I don't know if he gets out of the thing. And so they go upstairs. Mom's freaking out because of the earthquake, doesn't know where her kids are.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids take the elevator. And she yells at him for taking the elevator. Now come back into play in a little bit here. So she chastises them. Never take an elevator in an earthquake. Right? So the kid starts playing one of the records and Demonic Words. And then you hear Bruce Campbell, his only appearance in the movie, which was a connection to the old movie, which is cool. And he's the voice in the background. It's called The Book of the Dead for a reason. So all this demonic shit. So yeah, this clown summons deadites. Ellie's going to do the laundry because they're good for nothing kids, of which I have many. Couldn't do the laundry for her. So she had to go take care of that herself. She's a tattoo artist and probably has many other hustles, you know. But yeah, so she's going to do laundry. And on the way back, she takes the elevator after yelling at the kids, don't take the elevator in an earthquake. So, yeah, Danny really fucked up because now she's turning into a deadite.
And I got to say, man, this whole thing of her in the elevator getting attacked by, like, the wires and all that, is it just me? Or was that super way too drawn out? Like, the length of time in that elevator that she's in there. It felt like it went on for it.
It did. It did go on a little. It dragged a little.
See, a lot of this movie is foreshadowed in the beginning, and everything is very predictable, as somebody said. I can't see. I can't see who.
Cindy said that.
Mm-hmm.
But you could probably predict everything from something that happened before, from the elevator, the stick, all things like that. And if you notice, after when she's in the bathtub or whatever, the lacerations from all those wires are gone. Even though she was digging so deep that she was bleeding, it's all gone.
Continuity errors. I didn't even catch it because I don't pay attention to a lot of that shit.
I look for all of that stuff.
So
all of a sudden, once you become a deadite, you heal like Wolverine.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
I don't know.
But she did get more beat up, though, the more deadite she got.
That's true.
So everybody thinks Mom's having a breakdown. She's throwing eggs everywhere.
Oh, and that scene is so disgusting. I hate eggs, though.
Oh, yeah, you're allergic to them.
Oh, they're so nasty to me.
And she hits that demonic smile.
Yeah,
and starts puking everywhere, but these guys don't run.
No.
This is just okay. And I don't get it. So, see, I think we're done with this piece of paper. No, it's still got my cast on the back, so we'll save that in case I need to refer to that. got these young kids with their digital notes. I can't fucking do that because it's too small.
I don't think that.
Old
I
man
don't think
went-
that puke scene was necessary.
What's that?
I don't think that puke scene was necessary, and I think it was way too drawn out. I think it was
Agreed.
terrible.
Yeah,
agree.
they should have ran. That's goddamn right.
anything with eggs too. Is,
I
that's like
I don't like puke. If I see somebody puke, if I hear somebody
I don't
puke,
like
I smell
either.
puke, I'm puking. But that didn't bother me because that was like the clear bile shit, and it was, I don't know, it was kind of
It's still nasty.
yeah.
It's gross.
It was okay. I mean, this is a gross movie. That's what Evil Dead is. It's very gory and gross and cheesy, and
the puke was still.
I think they hit the mark, man. But we'll really get to that later.
the puke was still only the second grossest thing on the screen. The eggs were still grosser. Nasty.
Grosser.
Oh, more
If
That's
you
not
look-
something you would say
If you
ever.
look at
No.
everybody,
When it comes
That's
to-
how bad it is. That's
when-
how grosser
yeah,
it
When
is.
it comes to eggs, though. Yeah.
if you
So,
look at everybody
okay.
as they're watching her, you can see that Danny just knows it's.
Oh yeah, it's all his fault.
Yeah,
Yeah, Danny
he
done
just sits
fucked
there
up.
like, oh man, I
Yeah,
messed
Danny
up."
done fucked up. They act like it's an everyday thing of that. Ricky says, "Yeah, no doubt, dude."
The only way it would have been nastier is if they would have had like mayonnaise too.
Yeah, definitely would have ran. so at this point they see Ellie needs help. They go to the elevator. Elevator's going all crazy. Take the stairs. Stairs are gone. And then Ellie dies. And they think she's dead. And they take her back to the bed. And Gabriel, who was one of the neighbors, comes over with Mr. What's his name? Mr. Fonda. Mr. Fonda, the other character who I believe was probably named after Jane Fonda, who was in one of the old, wasn't she in
She
one of
was
the
Bruce
part two?
Bridget Fonda.
Bridget
Not
Fonda,
Jane.
not Jane Fonda.
She was
All these Fondas. Henry
was-
Fonda,
she
Jane
was-
Fonda, John Fonda.
She
Who knows?
was Ash's girlfriend in a flashback in Army of Darkness.
In Army of Darkness? Okay. So I knew she was in one of the previous
Yeah,
movies.
it's like
so
a
maybe
cameo.
that's why he was
It
Mr.
was like a
Fonda,
little
maybe
cameo
not.
she did.
So the Gabriel, who has the religious name, wants to hold hands and pray, and doesn't seem like Beth is even feeling this. The old man definitely isn't. Like yeah, dude, she wasn't even religious, but he does it anyway. And because the neighbors don't want to just leave. Yeah, because the neighbors are just chilling. They don't want to just get the fuck out of there. All of a sudden, the voicemail that Ellie had sent to Beth starts playing out of the blue on her voicemail
Mhm.
with extra shit, extra demonic fucking her talking to her shit, and then just breaks. And they grab Ellie and she's awake. Is mom okay? And then they grab her and rush her to the bathroom to throw her in a bathtub because she's hot. And then the water starts to boil, which is kind of cool, I guess. Like holy water burning a demon, you know. And then mom climbs the walls, and then it's on at that point.
Yeah.
More of that crazy smile, and then you get the line, "Mommy's with the maggots now."
Beautiful line.
I love
that
it.
line.
I love it. It
Awesome.
was beautiful, and her
She-
facials made the movie. The whole smile, her smile was insane. And
She has a bunch of cool lines in this movie.
yeah, no, she was exceptional. And then she grabs the broken mirror to use as a weapon, which I thought was pretty cool because if you're going to stab somebody with a broken mirror and it's cutting at your hands.
Yeah.
Best part of the movie. Yep. It was definitely good shit for sure. So she gets a broken mirror as a weapon, and then that's when this is my favorite line. She goes, "I'm free from all you titty sucking parasites." And then she slams Bridget down, got the tattoo gun, gonna go in her eyeball with it, and shit fucking with eyeballs. We talked about that before in this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Like going after eyeballs and shit about to cut things and just not even necessarily doing it, just getting close
Mhm.
gives you that eerie feeling like,
Yeah.
oh man, you know, it's,
That close.
and she didn't hit the eye, which
Right.
but almost made it better. So at this point, I'm jumping on my notes, but see, I see they're in the hallway again here. I don't know how that happened. How'd you get in the hallway? I don't know. I skipped that in my notes.
They were trying to get into that.
Did they just toss her out into the hallway and lock the door?
No,
is that
were
when they
trying
did
to
that?
get in the room, weren't they? So they could
Well-
get to the fire escape.
Yeah, well, at this point, she's in the hallway with Gabe, and bites that motherfucker's eye out.
Oh yeah, that was
And then
fucking awesome. I'm sorry.
spits it at one of the kids that are trying to get with Bridget earlier on in the movie. We skipped over him. There were two kids. They had 2 roles piece.
Ponytail kid.
Yeah, who wanted to watch Nightmare on Elm Street, which was cool because this was a New Line Cinema movie.
He wanted to watch the Freddy movies.
Yeah, the Freddy movies.
And the little kid said, even the shitty ones. He's like, there aren't any shitty ones. I'll be like, liar.
Hey, if Jared's still on here, he's the biggest Nightmare on Elm Street fan I know, and I bet you he'll admit that there's a shitty movie or two.
Of course there are.
That was the best kill. What was the best kill, Ricky?
The eyeball.
The eyeball. Okay,
Ricky.
yeah, that was badass.
Ricky, you are correct.
So she bites his eyeball out and then spits it at somebody else, and he chokes on it. Which something like that
Double
happened
kill.
in one of the other movies, didn't it?
Something like that.
Somebody's eyeball.
I
went
might
into
have to
somebody's
go
skull.
against Ricky.
You said you're going against him for the best kill?
I think there's 2 that haven't happened yet. And what we're
okay, when they happen, we'll talk about them.
There's one.
If I skip them, then I don't think I will. But if I do, bring them up.
I think there's one later, and I won't say what till we get there. That gives it a run for its money. But I like the eyeball one the best.
So Ellie's just going ape shit. She's killing the little Nightmare on Elm Street kid, who that's what I wrote as his name. Finishes Gabe off. And then Bridget figures out what Danny already knew. This is all his fucking fault. The world is ending, dude, and it's all because you wanted to play this record and your wannabe DJ record player thing.
One thing, too, that I got to mention here is, like, right before, like, this, this build up, it's like this whisper to a scream, like, sound, like, style is kind of annoying to me, and it's so cliche in horror films now where everybody just starts talking real quiet. And then all of a sudden, somebody talks in a normal voice, and it's like they're screaming. I don't like that.
Like that.
But it's not like a thing to do with this movie. It's like all horror movies made like post like 1998 or something. So.
All right. So at this point, Ellie starts singing to Cassie and trying to woo her in. Bridget turns into a deadite.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie starts really tempting Cassie. Bridget spits up. Well, go ahead.
I really like the peephole aspect, watching her out.
That was some of the best camera work in the movie, which I have on here. I really like that. There's a reason I really like that, and I don't know if you know what they were going for there, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm sure
Rangers and The Purge also did that with the Ring camera or whatever.
I'm sure they did.
It was also really good in that. So I like that camera angle.
So Bridget spits up shitty CGI bugs. More of the shitty CGI.
Yeah, that was
bad. CGI is so bad. It's never good. Like practical effects are the way to go. I mean, even bad practical effects
are better.
Look better than CGI. Yeah, because then you can at least respect that somebody took the time to create this. The process and like but yeah. So we got shitty CGI bugs. Mom's trying to get in, and the little girl Cassie says to her, "Mom, you don't look so good," and she goes, "Nothing a big old hug and kiss from you won't fix." And I like that.
Yeah, this whole exchange is great.
It's great.
It's terrific.
And then she goes, "Open up now." I just really like the way that she did that, and she does convince Ellie or Cassie to let her in.
She's an idiot.
Yeah. For sure. But I mean, she's also 6, So, there's
and you think any of your 6-year-old kids would do that? I definitely wouldn't.
I don't know, man. I don't know. If anyone would be, though, my money would be on you to do some dumb shit.
No, it'd be the young.
I really hated the peephole scene. I wanted to see the kills, and you don't really see what's going on. I love the shot, but I think it's become overused in that whole scene once the kills start. I don't know, man. I disagree, JP. I really liked it.
I disagree.
Ripping his throat out in the peephole. I think that kill might be better than.
That's a really good one.
So at this point, where are we at? Bridget's on the sink eating glass. That's when she grabs Beth and works the cheese grater, which everybody loves.
Amazing.
And the cheese grater on the leg, which that was wicked. That was pretty cool. That was a lot of people really talked about that after it came out. And now we see my favorite part, which was Ellie on the outside of the door And it was a total Shining. It was from The Shining, Jack Torrance scene.
Yep,
Her
yep.
movements were the exact
Totally.
same. The smile was the same when Jack was locked in the pantry.
Yeah, there's another big part that's an homage to The
Oh,
Shining. too.
that one's
Yeah.
much more obvious,
We'll get
I
to
think.
that.
I think that one's much
But
more obvious. But this one,
real quick before we go forward, though,
Mhm.
there's one thing that does. I love the people scenes myself too, and I actually do like that we don't see every little thing we don't need to, because you're seeing it from a different perspective. But one thing that kind of bugs me though, like this Deadite is now so powerful it can just rip people in half like nothing, but it can't get through a door.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too because
Yeah.
it pushes her into the elevator like.
Like
and this is
nothing.
one thing that bothered me.
And-
That did bother me about the movie is what are the rules to the Deadite?
Mm.
What are the rules? We don't know. I mean, the one broad gets blood on her and then she turns into a Deadite, but the other ones get blood on them and they're okay. I
Let's
mean,
see.
is there rules to the Deadite? Maybe
Well,
they can't because the
maybe
rules
the
say I
one-
can't go through this closed door like a vampire needs to be invited into your room.
See,
But they didn't
I
explain
think
that.
she got turned into a Deadite because she put the tattoo needle in her face first, which would get her blood and DNA, whatnot.
But wouldn't the
tattoo
DNA
needle,
and stuff
then
go through your nose and eyes?
No, but when you get the needle to
The
when
blood.
use the needle on
Right, no, I
a
get
different
that.
person, you're gonna cross contaminate.
But wouldn't you cross contaminate when you dump hundreds of gallons of blood into somebody's head, whether there's an open wound or not?
Yeah.
Maybe like
She didn't
vampires, they have to be
transfer
invited in. See, I just said that. Yep. I
Maybe she
think
didn't get a
maybe that
chance
might,
to
or they need an open door. Yeah, I think so too.
See,
But again, they didn't tell us that, unfortunately.
if we need to know like what the rules are for Deadites and how that works, maybe I'll just call Adam Marcus.
Oh, he knows, man. He knows.
But even the open door thing wouldn't work because if the door is unlocked, she still wouldn't be able to get in. She busted through as soon as the
Yeah,
deadbolt was
she
twisted.
did. She licked her face, I think, after the tattoo needle. So where are we at? I'm losing my place. The Jack Torrance scene. Okay.
Yes.
And then this was, I think Ricky said earlier, he really liked this kill too. The Staffney, Staffney, the little stick with the skull head on it,
Mhm.
gets shoved into Bridget's head, and she's dead again.
Mhm.
That might also beat the eyeball.
And this was another good line. Beth promises Cassie everything's going to be okay, and she goes, "You're going to be a great mom someday because you know how to lie to kids." That's my favorite kill, right on. Okay,
good.
I think that's Michaela, but it says Deku Blogs and Animations. I have no idea what a Deku. Deku is a thing from Zelda. That's the only thing I know what a Deku is. But okay, that was her favorite kill. And yes, I let my 6-8-year-olds, whatever the hell, watch horror movies. I'm an irresponsible parent. The cat gives Ellie the way in by rattling around in the thing and lets her know, hey, I can go through this vent.
So instead
Another
of,
way it can't be like vampires because if she can get through the air vent,
Well,
like
that's
then
why I
the
said when JP said that, I said maybe they need. I think he said it too, that they need to be an open door, and since it's closed, they can't get in.
But is an air duct open?
What's up?
I said, is an air duct even open?
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, the air's going through that thing. It's open, and
air's
so I
going
think it was
through the top of
okay.
that door and the
I
side
don't
of the
know.
door, too.
I don't think you want to think too much in this one.
Probably.
What are the rules? We don't know. Okay, so the cat gives her the way in, and then we are on page number 5. Look at that. Woo. Bridget goes after Cassie, and Danny gets it. So yeah, she charges after Cassie. He moves her out of the way, becomes a hero for a second, and he gets stabbed. Beth is oblivious. Beth is actually listening to the record because she's trying to find, hey, if that's what started this, there might be something that could end this.
Right.
So she's oblivious to Mom coming up behind her, and then finally notices. Before that, I got Danny burns Bridget after getting blood puked in his face. So yeah, he used the aerosol can like we used to use as human torches back. Well, not human torches, but torches back in the
I
day.
remember doing that.
So Beth sees Ellie's reflection in the window, screwdriver to her neck. I think it was to her neck.
Yeah, more like throat.
Beth finds, I don't know what's going on here. Can't read my writing, guys. Danny starts to turn. Ellie attacks Beth. Ellie hears Beth's baby's heartbeat, and then this is when Ellie goes, "Hey, there's two people here." And we get the two soul line, and then Ellie gets the scissors to her through her nose from Cassie.
Yeah,
No,
that was the one
was
that
in the inside of her mouth through the roof of her mouth.
Yeah,
it was disgusting, but still.
Now this one is the one that gave the other one a run for me.
Yeah, this
does it count as a kill?
Yeah, she doesn't die, so it's not a kill.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
It's definitely violence.
You're right. See, now I like this whole.
But the eyeball technically didn't kill him either. It turned him into a deadite. So
I like this whole bit right here because we get a double callback to the very beginning when the little girl cuts the head of the baby doll off with those scissors and then hides them, and then boom, and then we see the shot of the decapitated baby doll with the blood spatter on it, with the scissors just in the background, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love that part.
I thought it was pretty.
I thought that was really cool.
So Beth and Cassie are finally somebody decides they want to get the fuck out of here. So they get the gun. Beth shoots Ellie's leg off. Now, that looked cool. I'm sure that was CGI, but that looked pretty cool. Deadite Mr. Fonda comes back, calls her a cunt for stealing his gun.
Yeah.
Everyone's deadites everywhere. Everybody starts chanting "Dead by Dawn." And then we go back to the death trap elevator that starts filling with blood. Deadites moving in through the top. And then we get the Shining elevator scene, which was the obvious homage to The Shining. Whereas the scene with Ellie at the door was, if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. But everybody has seen, because it's been in posters and everything so many times, the blood in the elevators.
Yeah, and it was a little over the top, but it was cool because I'm a big fan of The Shining.
Oh yeah,
big fan.
What upsets me about that scene is they fall out of the elevator on what looks to be like the lobby floor, but yet they still try to go downstairs all the way to the basement to the car garage to get out when they could just walk out the front door and find somewhere to go. People didn't think too much.
Yeah, but like Donald said a couple comments back, you can't think too much in this one because if you do, you'll notice how poorly it was written. Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, Evil Dead movies are not, they're not supposed to be great movies. They're great, but they're not great because they're just, Shakespearean writing,
No.
True.
Well, most horror films aren't.
Most horror films aren't.
Some are
get a little fancy.
Towards that realm.
The Shining. The Shining would be one.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
One of the best directors of all time.
Right.
And best writers.
Yeah, and if we go by writing, his name's going to come up a bunch in horror films that are written well.
Best writer, possibly the best horror writer and one of the best overall, not just horror, but just directors.
Oh yeah. Kubrick's amazing.
Yeah, of course.
So Beth thinks Cassie's dead due to her drowning on blood, but then she's not. And they get in the car to try to leave, and of course, the gate doesn't work.
Big old pothole.
Before the pothole, though, they go to ram the gate. It won't open, and then they get caught.
It did open.
No, it
went a bunch
open.
of times, and it turned green, and then they got stuck in the pothole as she went to go. Because in a minute they go to run to the gate, but it's because it starts to close.
Okay. All right. So they're stuck in the pothole. New giant deadite blob of everyone chases them. It's all of the people melted together somehow. Don't know how that happened.
Yeah, it's some amalgamation of everybody.
All the dead people
from the whole movie.
Yeah. All they go and they run to try to slide through the gate. Beth makes it. Cassie doesn't. She's grabbed. And so look at that. So there's some wet on my notes.
Look at that. It's all smudged.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
After that, they brought her back to by the wood chipper, and Beth breaks through the gate with the shotgun.
With the shotgun, and then she says the come get some line, which is an Ash line from one of the previous movies.
Yeah. And
then the final fight is on. And of course, Beth has the saw and the boomstick because you have to. Mm-hmm. They went Super Saiyan.
Pretty much.
I didn't know Ricky knew what Dragon Ball Z was.
He should.
I've never watched it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. All right, so conveniently placed wood chipper they start sending the blob to its demise.
Fargo throwback.
Yeah, Fargo. That's what I got from it too. I don't know if they really did that, but that's what I remember. Fargo.
We're
with the
never
wood
gonna
chipper.
do that on this channel because it's not a horror movie. But I fucking love Fargo. Man.
Fargo's good stuff, man.
Also might beat the eyeball.
What's that?
Also might beat the eyeball.
The wood chipper. Not
Yes.
to me.
No, not a
No,
chance.
I don't think
Not
so.
a
That was
chance.
awesome.
So
At least
all that's
the
left
head
is
part.
Ellie's head.
Yeah.
This was cool. The finishing off of Ellie with the chainsaw going through the top of her head. And
Because we had to get that last 100 gallons of blood, you know.
oh yeah, because there were 1,700 of them.
We were only at 16 at the beginning of this thing. You know. We had to, you know, we already, well, they already spent the money on that extra 100. They had to somehow.
They make it out, and we see Jessica oblivious to the Armageddon that's going on. There's literally 1,700 gallons of blood,
Yeah.
body parts everywhere.
Yeah.
And this broad's talking on her phone, doesn't notice anything, goes to get in the car. And like Midsummer, which I've never seen, supposedly has deep meaning and great writing and tries to be Shakespeare of horror and ends up lost in itself. All of those type of horror movies that try to be too much, I don't really dig.
That's a good movie, though.
What, Midsummer?
Yeah.
We'll
I
have
liked it a
to
lot.
check that out.
Yeah,
All right, I think Chad wanted me to watch that.
you should.
So they make it out. Jessica's oblivious to what goes on, and then she gets affected, and then we're back at the beginning,
Yeah.
and the movie's over.
The end is the beginning is the end.
The end is the beginning is the end.
Okay.
Which
And
I
I didn't
thought
know
was
that the first time I watched it. I don't know
What-
why, but
what's that?
I didn't put two and two together and realize that was the girl from the beginning when I first
Oh, really?
watched it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did right away.
Well, he smokes lots of weed.
Oh, I
Even though
know.
he shouldn't, but he does.
Well, I knew that it would eventually have to come to those people from the beginning because it said, you know, and then
the
one
day before,
earlier,
yeah.
right? So it had to.
So they had to
somehow
tie back
that.
into him.
Yeah, otherwise it wouldn't make any fucking sense.
So movie's over,
So that's the end of the movie.
and I guess now we'll do your traditional 5 things.
Before I get into my top 5s, though, just a couple of quick comments.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not a top 5 or a bottom 5 thing, just a couple of things.
Yeah, go ahead.
One, it just was so dependent, this whole film, just on this one little family.
Yeah.
And that's cool and all. But me, I never, ever, ever, even all the way to the end, thought the little girl was in any serious danger.
And she should have been.
Right.
Okay.
I never, ever was worried that she was going to get killed. And you know how sensitive I am to little kids getting
Yeah.
killed after we did one of our earlier reviews. All Hallows Eve.
Well, thank you, Donald.
Yeah, All Hallows Eve, you know. Kids were in jeopardy.
Still not as good as Ryan, though, but I know I tried. He just seemed to have a lot of stuff going on this week, and I figured if we were going to get this done, this was the best way to do
Yeah, I had
it.
a long fucking week, man. He for once in his life, he had more free time than me this week. And that's very rare that happens. But this week, it just so happened to be that way.
So
I never thought the little girl was in peril. I really didn't, for whatever reason. Some other people might disagree with that, but I never did.
and it would have
that's
been
not-
it would have been better if they would have
Yeah.
put her into more adversity. Even when she was dead, you knew she wasn't. Like you knew that she was gonna. Yeah, I mean,
I knew.
yeah,
I knew even
I
that.
think they brought her back a little too quick after they got out the elevator.
right.
You know,
So there's that, and then
and I gotta say too, actually, and this ties into actually my top 5. So, what is he saying now?
he's saying that you're good at what you do.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So actually, that ties into my top 5.
Okay.
These are the top 5 things I did like about this movie.
Okay.
Number 5 is Nell Fisher as Cassie, the little girl.
Okay.
Child acting is tough, especially in horror film where there's really not as much character development or you
Mhm.
know dramatic effect.
Mhm.
I thought she did very well. For you're like the girl's 6. I think she was 10 when they shot this, but still. But yeah, that's number 5.
I think her character might have been 6. Is what I meant.
Probably.
Yeah.
Number 4 was the eyeball kill / attack. If it wasn't really
JP says, I was never fearful for the little girl,
No.
not like I was when I first watched High Tension.
Mm.
I don't know this movie,
I
JP,
don't know
but
it
I'm going to
either.
have to check it out.
Okay.
We're going to have to put that on the list.
But yeah, number 4 was the whole eyeball scene deal.
Mm-hmm.
That was number 4. Number 3 is the baby doll head scissor shot.
Yeah.
Just the shot from
Yeah.
the perspective of that baby doll from earlier. It's like a callback, the blood spatter, and then just the shot, not necessarily the action, but just that shot was just perfect horror movie shot.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, and I didn't really get into this, but you did, was Alyssa Sutherland as Ellie was terrific.
I think she was
Absolutely terrific.
She was really, really good. And
She
she was decent in Vikings too. You know, she was Ragnar's second wife.
Yeah.
So she was, you know, a bad guy. Antagonist. Yes.
So she was awesome in this, you know, and then I did kind of look at the cast, and most of them were not very seasoned. She was very seasoned actress, though.
Right.
A lot of credits.
The other guy with a lot of credits, he had 80 credits, but 20 of them were Power Rangers.
No, who cares? No, but it just, for her role, though, for what they expected out of her to go through, especially physically in this movie, too, it was very hard to make, I'm sure. You wouldn't want an inexperienced actress in this role.
Okay.
So especially someone a little
Yeah,
older.
no, I did like the fact that most of the people were new. That was kind of cool.
And my number one favorite thing I did like about this movie were the shots through the peephole. Sorry,
Yeah.
JP.
Yep.
But I fucking loved it. I thought it was
Juan says, "Hey, how are you? What's up, Juan?"
Juan. But yeah, the shots through the peephole I thought were absolutely terrific, and I'm glad we didn't see every little bit of everything because I don't think we needed to. Because do you think we got enough blood as it was in this movie?
And you know what? I'm not usually a fan of the real gory movies, but the ones that are so over the top, I kind of like because it's like it's comical to a point, just like Basket Case.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
Just it's comical.
So I'm getting in my bottom five.
Bottom five,
All right.
and then we'll grade it.
My bottom five things I did not like about this movie, and this kind of ties into Eric here. Number 5 is how they tied the end to the beginning. I thought it was just too random. Like and even Eric's just like, I didn't even realize that was that girl. They could have done better with it.
Okay.
Do you think they're gonna go back into another movie and kind of touch up on that a little bit more?
No, because they're done.
I don't think they are.
Oh, so then what was even the point?
The one girl's a deadite. The other 2 people that were there are dead. The deadite doesn't just leave and go to somewhere else. That's not the way it works.
No.
So what was the point? Why not just start it with the getting pizza, earthquake, and...
Don't know.
It's a good question. But again, that's why I didn't like the way they tied it together, because it doesn't make any fucking sense. Number 4 thing I did not like was the setting. I didn't care for the
And a lot of people had a
apartment
problem with that
building.
not being in the cabin. And
It's not necessarily that it wasn't the cabin. I didn't care for the apartment building / floor.
what I did like about the apartment deal is the way that they explained that the building was it condemned. It was there was hardly any families living there, and they gave a good reason for it.
Yeah.
About the setting.
When
I feel
horror,
like-
Ricky says, when horror franchises say they're done, they are never done. All caps.
That's true.
No,
saying,
I
Eric?
don't mean they're done. They're gonna make more Evil Dead. They're just not gonna
off
make it with
this
these
story.
characters.
Right.
Are you
I feel
shocked?
like anybody in an apartment like that should just automatically have, one of those fire escape windowsill.
They explained the fire escape deal and why they couldn't do it. I don't remember what it was, but they explained.
I know, but I'm saying one that you hook on the windowsill that you roll up and you have in your house for yourself.
Oh, I know what
I
you're
feel
talking
like
about.
everybody should have one of those in a situation like that. But
Yeah, but how
that's
long
just
could
me.
it be? They were on like the 14th or 15th floor or something. They
I
were
don't
way
know,
up.
but I feel like it could have been an option.
Yeah. So I thought they did a pretty good job explaining
Either
that.
way, I just didn't care for the setting. Just
Right.
My personal
Okay.
taste. Number 3 thing I did not like about this movie was Stephen McKeon's score. The music didn't do anything.
And he's a music guy.
I am a
He's
music
always
guy.
into the
He
music.
knows
I
that.
didn't even really notice any of the music.
That's a bad
Besides-
thing. That's a bad
JP
thing.
is a
Besides
music
him
guy.
doing the
JP, how'd you
DJ
feel about the
singing.
music?
If it doesn't stand out to you one way or the other, it's a bad thing. Your score should always
Yeah.
boost your film.
You should
Like
feel it.
watch the Friday the 13th films and just, oh my god,
The
Harry
music
so
is a
fucking
character.
good. Yeah, Harry.
The
is
music
so
is a
good.
character in the movies.
And then when you get to ones that he didn't score, it's so apparent, But we're going to talk about that soon enough, because I actually, I've been watching through them with somebody recently, and we just
Fun fact,
last week.
I just found out that
With no Harry score. I'll leave it at that.
Yep. What'd you say,
fun
Eric?
fact, I just found out, this is a total side note. I just found out that Harry Manfredini and Harry Mancini are not the same person.
And removed from chat. No, I'm just-
I really don't remember the music, so I would say it's not memorable. See, there you go.
There you go.
And again, JP is the basis
Yeah.
for Killer's Confession, so
Yeah.
That's his job is music. So
Well, you got two music people that don't really remember the score. So that just
Right
goes
on.
to show you it's no fucking good. And I just watched this thing this morning, and I don't really remember much. I do remember a couple of the cues, but just it didn't add anything to it.
Right.
And that's very important to me.
Yeah. So we're on your number one?
Number two.
Number two.
My number two least favorite thing about this film is Lily Sullivan as a final girl. I didn't like her.
Okay.
I don't like her.
I didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah. I don't think she was the worst final girl at all.
She was no damn Jensen Daggett. That's for goddamn sure.
Speaking of part 8.
Her being a final girl, like, is she even gonna have this baby they made such a big deal about?
We're never gonna know. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And
That story is closed.
That's
Also, I hated the whole groupie thing. I feel like that was overplayed throughout the whole movie, and it was, I didn't like it.
Joe Mama.
Mm.
Joe Mama says year. I don't know.
Sure. But yeah, I didn't care for her that much. They didn't really build her character up enough. She just is just one scene pissing on a fucking pregnancy test, and then just shows up and they just fussed into this thing. It's like, who are you?
Maybe Cassie was more the final girl.
Not really.
Yeah,
That kid's gonna need some therapy. Man.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I didn't care for her, and especially that I'm not a groupie. That line, like through the door, was so cornball. That was almost like reminiscent of "It's just you and me now, Leslie," from Leslie Vernon.
Right.
But I did like her as a
she was
final girl
final
very much. But just that one line was cheesy. This girl, I didn't like her as a final girl, and she had a super cheesy line, so it's just double blah. So that's my number two. Now we're on to my number one least favorite thing. My absolute least favorite thing about this movie. And this is going to take a minute. So, what are you doing?
Oh, nothing. Go ahead.
I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah, okay. My number one least favorite thing about this film is there wasn't enough humor, and it felt like it was missing an ingredient from the Evil Dead recipe.
What's it?
The humor. There's none.
But there really isn't in the first one either, though, and not in the 2013 one. But I think that is a very important part because that's what made 2 so much better than 1.
Of course.
Which, if you haven't seen these movies, and I don't know, most of you probably have, but if you haven't, you could probably skip 1 because they redo 1 in 2.
Sort of, yeah.
Oh, they totally start right at the beginning
I know.
and just scrap 1 like it never happened, and they do it a little better, in my opinion.
I agree.
I mean, 1's cool to see just because what they were working with.
See,
but because they're working with nothing.
I'm not the biggest Evil Dead guy. I'm not.
Yeah,
I've seen them all, except the 2013 one. I've never seen it. Never got around to it.
It's the worst one.
Is it?
In my opinion.
I heard somebody tell me today it was the best one.
Oh wow!
But that was
opinions, man.
I've never seen it. Oh, of course. But out of the original,
it's because it just didn't have the charm of the other.
It doesn't. He's absolutely correct about that.
Yeah.
And a part of that was the dark comedy, like the Bruce Campbell one-liners.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
well, we got a couple one-liners.
It's not the same.
Yeah,
it's not. It didn't. It lacked that charm, like you said. It just didn't have that pizzazz, man.
Mm-hmm.
That just. No,
it wasn't groovy.
No, it wasn't at all. It just fell flat to me in that regard, you know. And having said that, like, I didn't hate this movie. I didn't love this movie. I didn't dislike this movie. I didn't like this movie.
So we're here then. What grades? Yeah. Sounds like a C for me.
Final grade is an absolute straight C.
All right,
you're absolutely right, and that's.
Eric,
I'm not. Hold on, before we do that, right there.
I got it.
It's right there in print.
So what did you grade the movie? Anybody wants to comment their grades? JP's giving it an F. I know that.
So today would have been the second time I watched it, and the replayability of the movie wasn't that bad. Most movies I don't like to watch again because I've seen it. I don't need to see it again. But it wasn't that bad. So because of that factor, and it wasn't terrible. Rather, wasn't good either. I'll give it a C+.
C+.
Fair.
All right, and this one's a tough grade for me, to be honest with you, because I really did enjoy the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I will watch the movie again. Ricky gives it a B-. Michaela gives it a C.
So we're all in the same
D+
ballpark.
for Donald.
We're all in the same ballpark.
Gives props for the kills.
Yeah,
the skills with the kills. F-. JP goes. I love it. And see, again, it's a tough grade for me because I really did like the movie. I will watch it again. But it is a C. It is a C. That's
Aaron
about
said
where it
a
is.
C plus.
Aaron, what's up, brother? He gives
Aaron
it a C
doing a
plus.
run in right at the end.
Right at the end. I love it. Yeah, he gives it a C plus. And you know what? I'm going with that. That's what I'm going with. C plus because it's better than a C. It's not great, but I will watch it again, and I really had fun watching it.
It's kind
It's
of
a shut up and eat your popcorn movie.
it's kind of wild though that we're all like in this, except for JP.
Oh
We're
no,
all-
JP since the moment this came
Yeah.
out, he was online like,
Yeah.
"Fuck this
But-
movie."
But we're all like the podcast members and guests,
Yeah.
where we're all in the same ballpark on this one.
I was
Yeah,
watching it
it
with
was-
Chris, and
It was okay.
What'd you
You
say?
mentioned I was watching it with Chris, and he was asking, "Is the cabin in the beginning supposed to be the cabin
No,
that
No.
Ash was in?"
she's just
I
going.
didn't think so.
When she got infected, she just went to her friend's cabin, which happened to be in the woods. But no, it's not the original
No.
cabin because there's 3 Evil Dead books. When I left the theater after watching this, I left mad. I never forget that. So I will continue to hate this movie. Yeah, I get it, dude. I get it. It's not for everybody. But again, like I said, there's 3 Necronomicons. If you remember in Army of Darkness, which I think you said you'd ever seen, when he goes to grab the thing, there's 3 different books.
Mhm.
And this is one of them. The Evil Dead 2013 had a different book, and of course Ash's book.
The OG. Yeah.
Which looks the best.
That's how I felt leaving after Midsummer. Donald says,
Oh wow.
I got to watch this Midsummer. I don't. I've heard so much about it. My buddy Danhausen, it's a big deal for him. You know, I love Danhausen, and he does the dresses up like the character from the movie. So yeah, one
I
day.
think it was good. Asia liked it. Asia liked it a lot. So maybe
What,
like
Midsummer or Evil Dead?
Midsummer.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's neither here nor there.
And Aisha is his super hot girlfriend that's way above his league, way out of his league. This guy, you know, if we could bring pictures and I post a picture of her, and you'd be like, this fucking motherfucker pulled that? I don't know. I don't know how it happened.
Outkicking his coverage. Man.
Outkicked his coverage like a motherfucker.
Yeah. But you know, and it's funny that JP put F minus, and usually that's like, you know, once it's an F, it's an F. But a
Is
minus.
this the first movie to get an F minus?
Well, not from us.
We didn't give it an F. Then JP.
But I will give a spoiler away. I won't say what the movie is.
Oh, I know.
But there is one.
There's
movie-
one F that's
There's-
soon.
Oh, there's a couple of Fs.
Oh, okay.
But there is one movie that we're eventually going to review that will be an F minus from me. There's one.
I think I
Just
know it.
one.
I think I know it.
And I grade on a curve. So there will only be one A plus, and there will only be one F minus.
Oh,
But there can be many A's, there can be many Fs.
okay.
But there is one film that we're going to review that's an A plus, and there's one that's an F minus.
Right on, right on. So,
And people are like, Ryan's going to give an A plus to a movie? One. There's one. Horror movies. Other movies.
yeah, other movies are many, I'm
Yeah.
sure. So, that's our review of Evil Dead. We're doing this for about an hour. We're going to get out of here. Thank you all for coming on and commenting and being interactive. This is what we want to do with this thing. We want to grow this. We want to be able to come on here and talk with you guys, have you guys talk back with us. And we have a lot of fun doing this. And I'll post what we're going to do for next week because I really don't know yet. And maybe Ryan has some ideas. I'm about to give him a ride home, and maybe he'll tell me something. And we'll go from there. But, hey, guys, Eric, thanks for coming on. We're going to have him on more often.
Yup.
Eventually, we're going to add him to the thing so he could add in videos and shit like that because he understands technology better than me. But
He can be like the Fred Norris to our like Howard and Artie kind of
Right.
thing.
so
Yeah.
January
That'd be good.
15th, guys, the place where they shot The Shining, the Ohio State Reformatory, Incarceration Fest. My fucking friend JP is going to be playing there. Get some tickets. General admission tickets are still available. He's going to be going on at like 12:30, 1 o'clock. A Killer's Confession. If you don't know who they are, check them out on YouTube.
They
It's
rock.
And yeah, we know you know who they are.
Nice picture up there.
Yeah, they're up there somewhere. But yeah, check it out. I'll be there. So I'm gonna get out of here. But hey, thanks everybody for being on, and we'll see you next week.
There goes the neighborhood.